My story is probably just like a lot of other people's story. It starts out like a lot of people's story. I was raised in church. I never remember not going to church in my life. Not hearing me. I never remember not going to church in my life. I remember one of the biggest things, and I always think about this when I was real young, think about going to church when you wore the big can slips that rattled and crinkled. That always just threw my daddy off. When I got in, of course, I was the only one then. I got in the car, sit down in between them, and I remember we were always going to church, and he was in the biggest stir about the can slips. I don't remember a lot about when I was real young going to church. I remember when both of my parents were baptized. That sticks in my mind very plain. I didn't understand a lot about it at the time, and I remember thinking, this is something a lot of times a lot of younger people, do. But I distinctly remember, when they were both baptized. I was saved when I was 14. I was saved before I was 14. I joined the church when I was 14. The Lord dealt with me probably a couple of years. I could do that routine. I'd find somebody to sit by, and I'd hold them, and I'd look at them, and I'd get somebody to sit beside me, and we'd match the numbers in the. I'll turn to page 84 and see if you can turn to it. And I went, held on to the pew, did everything that there was. I remember the night I was actually saved, the night I joined the church. It's on a Friday night. I remember what I was wearing. There was a revival going on. I don't know who was preaching it. That part, it was settled before I got to church. That part didn't matter. I went through, 14, you can imagine, I went through college, I went through high school, I did a lot of stuff. And he held on to me. I wasn't hanging on to him. He held on to me. And I met Ricky. We got married. We didn't date a long time. We got married. I can honestly say, I think probably the Lord led me to him. I could have mowed down a lot of men by now. I haven't mowed him down yet. I know that it took a strength for somebody to be able to live with me. And we just managed to work through it and get through it. But I do know that he had to be in that because I'm strong-willed. I can't do anything about it. It's not going to change. And a lot of it just thrown that tail in a long time ago. I'm not dealing with this. We had our children. Both of our sons were saved at a relatively young age. Everything about that's not been smooth, but the Lord has seen us through it. Again, He's held on. He's held on to us. I did not, and I hate to say this because of the young people here, I did not lean on the Lord like I should have until the year I lost my dad and my brother, 30 days apart. And I know most of you know that story. And I understand that it's probably easy to think, you ought to be not talking about that anymore. That is when I leaned on the Lord. There was nothing else that got us through that. It was unacceptable to me when my 38-year-old brother died. That's not any less important than my daddy. But my daddy was 79. He'd been sick for a year. We'd been down, a long path there. I knew my daddy was ready to go to heaven. And there are things worse than that, when you just are acting on it. With my brother, that I couldn't wrap my mind around that. I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. I remember Sunday after his funeral, I was at my mother's. And I'm saying all this, I'm going through all this story to tell you that's when I knew that I had to lean on the Lord. There was no other way. There was no other way to get through. I was at my mother's the Sunday after my brother was buried. And I remember laying on the couch thinking, I don't think we can do this. I don't know that we can do this. I really don't think that we can do it. And I drifted off and I took a nap and I woke up. The Lord took a hold of me walking down the same hall that Friday night I was telling you about when I was 14 years old, when I was getting ready to go to church. That is where He said to me, I was walking from the den to the kitchen. It's as plain to me as if it happened yesterday. He said, you can do this. There was just relief, came over me. I knew then that I could do it. I really didn't think up until that time. I just didn't think we could all do it, as a family. But I leaned on Him. There was a year or two that I could not put together a prayer. You go to bed at night, I just couldn't. I couldn't get a thought together. I couldn't do anything. And I knew then that I was totally leaning on Him. And I would just say to Him every night, Lord, you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. And He has given me peace. He has given me comfort. Time helps heal a lot. But I know that it's Him just leading us through. We could not have done it without Him. He just continues to amaze me. And sometimes it's the simple, it's the simple things. I never before last year, I never had a desire. A mission trip never interested me. That was never anything I was interested in, And some of these services, like this one tonight, is some of the most amazing things to me about our mission trip last year. I mean, it's just, you're close to these people, and you feel like you get to know more about them. So that's just my story. It's not a very dressed up version. I thought I was going to do this some other night. I'm doing it tonight. But, and that's what I told Miranda. I said, it's my story. I'm the one that knows it. I don't guess I have to practice on it. So, but that's what the Lord's done for me. And I just want to encourage people, when there are times in your life when you cannot put a complete thought together. I don't care what got into mess. I don't care what happened. He knows. If you just call on Him, He'll put that all together for you. He knows exactly what you're trying to say. He knows what you need to say, and He knows what you need. That's my story.
Amen.